So there's three big issues here. As we get through them and we watch the accuser finally coming out and breaking her silence, we'll speak on each one of them, of course. We'll give a little bit of a detail. We don't need to go into the whole backstory. We know what's going on here with this lawsuit from Tony Buzbee and all his 120, 150 plus people. And this is one of them. And Jay-Z was named, right? We pretty much know the story. This has to be inclusive of Tony Buzbee's plan. If Jay-Z and Diddy are probably as big as you can get when it comes to the accusers in Tony Buzbee's pool of people that he didn't gain from his 1-800 hotline, right? If Jay-Z can possibly give you the biggest payout, right? If Jay-Z possibly has the most to lose from accusations like this, like, of course, Tony Buzbee, you know who you're going after, right? This ain't no like, who, Jay-Z? I don't know, but you say that you got a claim. Okay, let's just go walk it into a court. No, you know this is a billionaire, right? So there's no way one of your top targets, one of your biggest targets, one of the biggest claims that you file for a civil lawsuit of all these 1-800 number people that called in, right? Of all of them, there's no way that your star gets in this NBC interview without you co-signing, coaching, or being aware. There's no way. There's no way, because you got to know that your autistic accuser doing an interview with NBC could make or break the case like this. And speaking of breaking the case, we see just like that, Alex Spiro and Jay-Z, they're pushing for immediate dismissal. I mean, they already were, but even off of this, immediate dismissal they're going for. This would be like one of the fastest, let's say, sexual assault dismissals that we in court that we would ever see if they fuck around and get this dismissed that fast. But let's listen. And like I said, there's three key moments in this interview, and we're going to stop for each one.
You should always advocate for yourself and be a voice for yourself. You should never let what somebody else did ruin or run your life.
A 38-year-old mother from Alabama who has filed a lawsuit accusing Sean Diddy Combs and Jay-Z of raping her when she was 13 years old is speaking out to NBC News for the first time. She asked us not to reveal her identity.
What made you want to come forward and talk today?
Because I think that I've been quiet long enough about what I've been through, and it's been hard enough to be quiet. But it's a chapter of my life that I'd like to close.
This isn't one of the points, but I just couldn't help speaking up right there. I'm not going to pull no punches on her. I said in a prior stream, I said, I think that this case right here is bullshit. And I'm standing there. If I get proven wrong, I get proven wrong. I'll come back on the stream. I'll admit that I was wrong and I'll talk about it. But I'm taking a stance. I'm not playing the middle on this one. I'm not playing, well, no. It's either I believe this, what I've seen so far, or I don't. And I 100% don't. As I listen to her talk, and I'm once again, I'm not pulling no punches here. Fuck it. These are serious accusations. I'm sorry, people. And I tried not to put tags on people, and I try to be as humane as possible. But the way this woman talks kills me. Because if it wasn't about this Jay-Z case, if you walked into a room, if you walked into a business meeting, let's use that. Anybody in the chat, if you walked into a business meeting and you sat down in front of this woman right here, and they either started to, like, let's say, interview you or be a part of your business deal, and you listened to the way that she talked, you would have concerns. I think that's the best way I could say it politically correct, even though I'm not trying to pull any fucking punches here. We're going to get to the autism. But you would be concerned. You hear the way that she's talking. This seems like a Tubi actor. Real shit. The way that she's talking sounds like a horrible Tubi act, like some $200 budget actor, fresh off the street, never walked through a script before, has no acting ability, and somebody cut on a camera for them and try to get them to act out a scene. That's what this fucking sounds like with this girl. And you hear her reasoning for coming out. I don't like that type of bullshit. Like, when I talk, right, some of y'all rock with me because you don't see the bullshit in my opinions, whether I'm speaking facts or opinion. You don't see the bullshit in it, right? even if you disagree with me, you can tell that I believe what I'm saying, right? For her to sit there and answer the question, what made you come out? This happened when you were 13, you're a 38-year-old mother now with kids. To answer, well, this is a chapter that I feel like closing. You know, I just feel like, you know, enough time has bullshit. No, I would actually loan points to your side and give you more credibility and fuck with you more if you just came out and said, look, all these years I tried to put in the past, I didn't want to say nothing, but then I seen Diddy actually get arrested. And then I seen a lawyer come out and say, listen, if anything ever happened to you involving Diddy or people around Diddy, let me know. Call my 1-800 number. And I said, I might as well. I can close the chapter. You could have still used your close the chapter words. Just say that. We fuck with honesty and truth and shit that makes sense and lines up. Well, I just felt after all these years. No, you didn't. And as a mother, you would think that is something that you would want to get over too, right? If it really was sitting in your shadows like that, right? Why you gotta wait for a 1-800 number from Tony Buzbee to go out or for Diddy to go in jail? Does it? If you need Diddy to hit the headlines to remind y'all of something that happened to you in the past involving a sexual assault, I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it boldly and bluntly. It didn't affect you that fucking much then, or you're lying. The timing. Just keep it real. Just keep it real. Diddy got arrested. So I'm here now. That's credible. That's credible. You got me up here looking at you like, oh, you just happened to remember it this month? Though you can't put me on no, don't ask me to go to jury duty, man, because I ain't playing with none of these people for none of this shit. I'm sorry.
An NBC News review of her account found inconsistencies with her allegations. She says that she went to the MTV Video Music Awards in 2000 to catch a glimpse of her favorite celebrities.
You weren't scared to be all alone?
No, with having autism is
That's the first big one. We stopping right there. That's the I said I got 3. That's the first one. By definition, I went and Googled. We all know what autism is, but I still want to just Google and get the exact like textbook definition of it. A neurodevelopmental disorder that affects how people communicate, interact, learn, and behave. Some of the characteristics of it is repetitive behaviors and interests, difficulty with social communication and interaction, high or low sensory sensitivity. And there's more to it, of course. Now, why do I think that that's the first one? Not because it's a bad, you don't blame somebody for a birth defect or a birth disorder. That's not your fault. That's not the direction that I'm going here. You're born with autism. You're lying. No, that's not where I'm going. What I'm going on is the story as we received it. 13 years old, 5 hours away, an alleged friend that has passed away since, right? And that could happen, right? This is 20 plus years later. An alleged friend drives you 5 hours as a 13-year-old and drops you off in the hectic live wire, everybody running around craziness environment of the awards. And you have autism. So if somebody drove you away 5 hours away and dropped you there and you were 13, we already was like bullshit for like what friend is dropping their 13-year-old off at some award show full of fucking adults and you didn't have a ticket to get in. We already call bullshit there. Number 2, where's the parents? We'll get more into the parents in a second because that's one of the 3 haymakers, right? But now you're trying to tell me that the person that dropped you off that passed away from 5 hours away was obviously an adult because they were driving, right? Let's just assume that they had a valid license, right? Let's assume that they were a young adult at least. This friend, then again, I don't know what young adults bare minimum to have a license, right? Have 13-year-olds as friends, but that's just coming to me in flight as I'm thinking about this shit. Did this friend of yours know that you had autism? Do the parents know that their 13-year-old that has autism is out the fucking house at night or whatever, going to an award show, or like forget autism, right? If I have a perfectly mentally stable, born with no disorders child, and they're 13, right? I know where you're going when you walk out that fucking door. Now, multiplies that by 1,000,000 if I know my child has autism, because an autistic child could end up in all different types of you have to have the care gloves around a 13-year-old that has autism, because they can get into all type of stuff, and mentally it's because they have issues. They can get themselves hurt like this because they're autistic. So you get past that aspect of the parents learning how to deal with an autistic child, and the friend drops you off knowing that you're autistic and you're 13. Y'all want one of my cliche ones? I wasn't born yesterday. Like, I mean, what you want me to be a fool if I'm on the jury for this? You want me to ignore this type of shit? You want me just to jump to the whole take every essay or sexually assaulted accusation serious? I want to, but then you want to give me details like this, and you want me to just ignore them because society it treats sexual assault, as they should, so extreme. You want me to ignore all of this?
Is like feeling like you live your life in a shatterproof juggle ball. The world's on fire. The fire is inside the ball with you, but there's no way for you to get out.
In addition to having
Time out. This isn't one of my three. This is just live reaction with y'all. Y'all know me. I'm genuine. I'm off the cuff with it. She's 38 now. Do you hear how she's talking and how she's describing her mental thoughts around this? And it's like this water bottle, and if I take the cap off, the wet nature inside creates the splash. I'm not clowning. I'm dead serious. This is how I'm interpreting her now at 38, who's supposed to be from 13 even further more mentally developed within their autism and in their mental issues. You're 38 now. So if this is you now at 38, what the fuck do I expect from the 13-year-old version of you? You could barely talk now. You want me to believe that you got dropped off in the middle of the awards and started socializing and finding your way throughout all of this mayhem that's going on to get into possibly the show because you didn't have a ticket, or find your way to an after party?
having autism, the woman says she suffered a head injury. The night of the 2000s VMAs, she says a friend drove her from Rochester, New York to Manhattan, a more than 5-hour drive. Her attorney provided NBC News with the name of the friend who has since died. The woman says she spoke to Combs's limo driver who offered her a ride to an after party.
I stumbled upon Diddy's driver, who told me that I was exactly what Diddy was looking for.
What did you think?
Stumbled upon Diddy's driver. I mean, there's a million limo drivers out there. It just happened to be Diddy's driver. All right, but let's take that. Let's take that. We'll accept that. Okay, you happen to, and Diddy's driver use a reckless. I need the driver. I want the driver, because this alleged driver would be so reckless. Let's say that the 13-year-old looks like a 20-year-old. She's one of those younger girls where she doesn't look her age. You look like. But that one's a weak argument. Nowhere near as strong as the ones that we've had so far and the ones that's coming up.
When he said that to you?
I thought it meant that I was just pretty.
She went to a White House, she says, where she spoke to musicians Benji Madden and his brother.
I'm talking to Benji Madden about his tattoo, because, I have about his tattoo that's the Last Supper, because I have a religious background. So it was just something to talk about.
In a statement to NBC News,
I didn't even catch that the first time I glimpsed through this. 13. You were interested in this grown man's tattoo because you have such a religious background. Wait, an autistic 13-year-old. So you was deep in you was advanced with your spirituality and religion and beliefs because you stopped a grown man and you had a full all out great like adult level conversation with this grown ass man about his tattoo because of your deep religious background while you're at the age of 13. And by the way, you're autistic.
Representative of the Maddens confirmed that they did not attend the 2000 VMAs and that they were on tour in the Midwest at the time.
Stop, you fucking idiot. That's the second haymaker. Tony Buzbee, you looking like a piece of shit. My opinion. You don't have to say allegedly on an insult, right? You're looking like a piece of shit. And if this woman truly is autistic, then you're just taking advantage of her. I blame Tony Buzbee more than her then. For you fucking being the puppeteer of this girl right here. The representatives came out and said they weren't even in New York. These are things that could be traced down, tracked down, and be proven. You're going to come out with it. You know what that felt like to me? Remember when Diddy's lawyer came out and said, I don't know, you ever sit in the parking lot of Costco and see who's coming in? And they're probably coming out with 100 bottles of baby oil. Costco came out and said, wait a minute, assholes. Don't say my fucking name. We don't even sell baby oil. Proceed. That's what that shit just happened just now. You thought you were saying somebody's name that was just has nothing to do with this and fuck around and just mind their business while you use their name or use their clout or use their company, huh? Motherfuckers came out with a public statement and said, wait, my name and what? We wasn't even in New York. We was at this show. We got fans that got tickets at this date, and we was all the way over here doing this, conducting business, and all that stuff going on over there. Don't try to put me in your bullshit. Before we get to number 3, which is coming up, let's just pause right here on the small subpoints as well as the first 2 haymakers in this shit. Let's remove Jay-Z. Let's remove Diddy. Let's remove the Tony Buzbee because he's I guess he got half of what he wanted now. He's a fucking celebrity now. He's on. Shout out to Tony Buzbee. You got a lot of what you was probably looking for. Fucking clout out of this shit, right? Let's remove those pieces. Chat. If it was you, and some men, fellas, ladies, hang back for a second. Fellas, we know we don't want no pedo or no R on our fucking names on our jackets as men. If an accuser came out and put that on your fucking name as a man, and then you done found out that the person she claimed she had an all-out conversation with wasn't even in New York, and we didn't get to the father one yet. They're autistic. They're 13. There's 5. Wouldn't you be like, yo, get this shit out of here? You would be flipping your lid. Let's not do the Jay-Z because some people got the whole weight. What about the Foxy Brown and the Beyonce age and all of this stuff? I'm not taking that off the table as it directly affects those situations and those conversations. But you could be guilty of one thing and innocent of another, right? Allegedly. And if you put this on me and these type of details come out, I'm going to be looking at the world like, y'all must really just dislike me if y'all want to give this credibility. Because there's just certain things that you just got to say, 1 + 1 is not supposed to give me 7. Guys coming out and saying I wasn't even in New York. And there's proof behind shit like that. Dismiss it. Yeah. Alex Spiro's doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing. Go into the court and say, can we get rid of this now? No, it ain't no because that of course that's involved. Jay-Z's reputation, I want to assume, is at the forefront. They're trying to get the casino built and all that in Manhattan and being tied to the NFL, even though they came out and they backed them in a public statement, the commissioner, right? Of course, Jay-Z's got a billion things going on. I'm not a businessman. I'm a business. You got a billion things going on. You can't have this attached to my name right now. But at the same time, look at the credibility of Tony Buzbee and the people that you're bringing these suits with. You're damn right. I'd be in there faster than fucking Alex Spiro. Dismiss, dismiss, dismiss. Hey, judge. Dismiss? No? Tomorrow? Okay, I'll be back. Dismiss? Tonight? All right. What you want me to email you, text you, call you? Dismiss? The fuck?
At the after party, she says she had a drink that made her feel woozy. Then she says Combs and Carter took turns raping her while a female celebrity watched.
Time out. Y'all know that the pictures right here, these are just sub ones. These ain't my 3. You know the pictures that they're showing right here, right? Like they're not just picking these pictures of Jay-Z and Diddy randomly. Like the one right here with Jay-Z in the red shirt is allegedly a picture of evidence of him in a different location, somewhere else. Right? Talk about, dude that she had this elaborate religious background conversation with about his tattoo, right? The same thing is happening here with this Jay-Z picture. When y'all see this picture here going around the internet, it's symbolic, like, no, he wasn't there, or he was here at this particular function with all these other people around. You're just placing people, in locations, and there's proof of them being somewhere else. This ain't no cell phone ping tower type of shit going on. There's proof and pictures of me being over here, but you're saying I'm at some white crib with some 13-year-old in a crib? I mean, in a room with 2 other celebrities? Really? Nah, I was actually over here with 40 grown-ass woman adults around me. You know what I'm saying? Because these people, once again, can snap their fingers and have a million chicks. But anyway, I mean, that's a different conversation.
She comes in and rapes me. He at that point, I was fighting, trying to get away from him. And
You're stumbling. Jay-Z came in and argued. Well, actually, hold on. Let me backtrack. At that point, I was fighting to get away from Diddy. So Jay did this while you were fighting with Diddy, because I thought that we read the actual initial lawsuit, and I thought it was that Diddy came in and went through this process with you, and then he was attempting to make you give him head. There happened to be Jay-Z and then the other girl in the room. This story is changing. I just caught this just now. This story is changing. This story is fucking changing right in front of us. This is fucked up. This is fucked up.
he put his hand over my mouth and told me to stop it, cut the
After the alleged rape, she says she ran to a gas station where she called her father, who picked her up and drove her home.
We rode home in silence. He didn't ask me what happened. He didn't ask me what I did or where I was.
In an interview with NBC News, her father said he could not verify the claims. Quote, "I felt like I would remember that, and I don't. I have a lot going on, but I mean, that's something that would definitely stick in my mind," he said.
No, rewind. I need that statement paused on the screen. That's number 3. None of y'all men that was in court, if you was in court facing this, y'all would be done. You would probably walk out the court and say, fuck the judicial system if y'all still got me sitting here. A father and a daughter. I know there's some shitty parents out there. I know there's some parents that don't give a fuck. Shit, Brenda's got a baby. Right? I get it. But they were able to contact this person, right? This father. He's obviously still around in some form. He's obviously still reacting to it. Even if a shitty or subpar father or parent didn't back all the details to this claim, you don't think that they would at least loan their daughter some form of support, some form of cosign, some form of like, well, I don't remember all the details, but this nigga basically withdrew. He basically, I mean, even Jeffrey Dahmer's father was sitting there in the court with him, right? I feel like I would remember that, and I don't. I have a lot going on, but I mean, that's something that would definitely stick in my mind. He don't even remember the night in question about his daughter. How about this layer to it? What if you didn't remember it, allegedly? Or, like she said, we just sat in the car in silence. So what if he didn't know back then either, allegedly? What about him hearing about it right now? What about him being contacted by NBC and getting asked, hey, I don't know if you know if you're out of touch with these household names, these worldwide names of Diddy and Jay-Z, but your daughter is accusing them of R-ing her when she was 13 years old. Can we get a statement from you? This is the statement? Let's say hypothetically he found out just now. Once again, don't put me on no fucking jury duty, people, because I ain't playing with none of these people.
He said, when we asked the woman about the contradictions in a phone interview on Friday, she said that she stands by her statements. I have made some mistakes, she said. Honestly, what is the clearest is what happened to me. The inconsistencies in her account of an incident alleged to have happened 24 years ago does not necessarily mean the allegations are false. The accuser's attorney, Tony Buzbee, said, because we have interrogated her intensely, she has even agreed to submit to a polygraph. This has been extremely distressing for her to the point she has experienced seizures and had to seek medical treatment due to the stress.
So Tony Buzbee, you put your 1-800 number up. You have this client contact you. You start to walk them through this process in this lawsuit, this civil lawsuit, accusing Jay-Z and Diddy of doing this to a 13-year-old child. And now you're saying behind all of it, your client's having seizures. That would be your fault then. That'd be your fucking fault. You standing on it, huh? You know Tony Buzbee got to stand on this more than the woman. That's insane to say. That's disgusting to say. Tony Buzbee has to stand on this shit more than the fucking girl. Because he's being fucking called out for extortion. He knows that what he's facing is not just this. Jay-Z and Alex Spiro and Rock, they're going to come after him after this shit. They're going to want his fucking license, his lawyer license. They're going to want him in jail. They're going to want whatever they're going to try to bankrupt his whole firm. When Jay-Z said, I can't wait to show you I'm not like these other celebrities. I can't wait to show you. Oh my, they're not walking away from this. They like, you guys hear the word countersuit? Like, that's not the right word for it. They're on him. He's got to stand on this. He's got to go polygraph. He's got to give his client seizures. He's got to walk her through everything. He's got to put her in front of him as a bulletproof shield. And she's getting chopped down. She's chopping herself down. That shield is already getting shot up, Tony. And once they get through her, they on you. I don't need that anymore. Let's go to Jay-Z's response. I don't need any more from that. It's too frustrating, that video. Or his lawyer's response to this one, these updates. My bad. Go back. All right, cool. Jay-Z responds as accuser admits inconsistencies in our claims. The woman who accused Jay-Z and Diddy of R-ing her in 2000 when she was 13 years old has come forward and acknowledged inconsistencies in her story. Yeah, we just listened to you do some. I wonder if those are the ones you acknowledged or if you got to realize that you did those too. She recalled a catastrophic event from 24 years ago, alleging she was drugged with a spiked drink and S-aid. Question there. I'm peering into every fucking word, people. I'm sorry. I'm not a real lawyer. It just rings in my brain like this as I see shit. Catastrophic event. So catastrophic that it makes you have inconsistencies. Because anything catastrophic in my life, I got nailed down to the T. Every second of it. Boom, 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 boom. Catastrophic. Something that's not catastrophic, something that my boy hit me up. Yo, man, remember that time you ordered a drink at the bar and the bartender overcharged you? And I'm like, nah, I don't remember that. It's not catastrophic. Like, if I forget that, you expect me to? Inconsistencies in this for something catastrophic? Okay, good job, shorty. Good job. 24 years ago, alleging she was drugged with a spiked drink and S-aid. Question. So when you was 13 years old in that crib and you was given a drink and then you went upstairs because you felt woozy, right? I think the credible word to just stay with is woozy. I felt woozy because wooziness can happen just from drinking liquor, period. First time I had liquor, I had a Heineken. Me and a couple of my boys and snuck. I was at a house party, my mother's house party. She had beers going around for her guests. Me and some of my little badass friends, we snuck a couple of Heinekens and we ran around the corner. So yo, I can't. I thought I was about to die. First time I ever got drunk. I was like, what the fuck is? I felt woozy. But when I was, however old, let me just use the same age, 13 when I did that, right? When I was 13 and I did that, my mind didn't think that I was being drugged. I didn't even know about being drugged. Ding, 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 ding. Hello, Marty McFly. Hello, hello. How do you stand on that, Short? I'm just curious because that's just a very easy question. When I put your ass on the stand, I say, "You had a drink when you got to the crib?" Yeah, I had a drink. Made you feel woozy? Made you feel a little out of it? Yeah. Okay. Do you believe that the drink was drugged? Absolutely, I believe it was drugged. Did you see anybody put something in the drink? No, but I can tell I was drugged. You were 13 at the time, right? Yes. So how did you know what either drugs felt like or the difference between that regular drink and having the addition of drugs? Have you been drugged before to your knowledge? Go ahead and say yes while the father's sitting there like, drugged before. Wait, hold on. And then if you can't say yes to that answer because now the lawyer's fucking you up right there in flight, have you drank before? Uh, because you got to this place and you were sick because people, you have your first drink of alcohol, tastes weird, right? It's not like drinking soda and water and orange juice and apple juice as a fucking kid. Liquor hits your fucking tongue, even your throat, and burns you up for the first time. It's like, what the fuck? Some people get turned off initially, like, that's disgusting. Whether it's beer, whether it's clear, whether it's brown, it's very distinct, right? Have you had liquor before? I just want to know. Like, I'm formulating all of this shit right now in flight because I just have the simple question: what made you determine at the age 13 that you were drugged? What made you determine that? You had to have some type of past or knowledge within that time to feel like I know the difference between drugs and a drink with drugs. Like, or did your lawyer just think that this is better to put in a lawsuit? Not only did you have a drink at the age 13, right? But we might as well just run with all this Diddy stuff as well, even though now we're attacking Jay-Z and this other unnamed celebrity that was in the room. Sensationalize it. Drugged. As if being this 13-year-old autistic little kid that was dropped off at the awards, couldn't find her way, and then was driven to the house party isn't enough to already call question. You got to add the drugs onto it too. We already feel like a 13-year-old, especially if she's deemed autistic, can be taken advantage of. Hey, Tony Buzbee, you didn't need the drugs because you're going to face questions like this. But you're a great lawyer, so I'm pretty sure you was prepared for that. The fuck out of here. The fuck out of here. In a sit down with NBC News on Friday, the woman from Alabama and identified as Jane Doe in the lawsuit filed against Jay-Z and Diddy explained, I have made some mistakes in recalling the events of the night of the alleged incident occurred during an after party. You mean the one that was catastrophic, right? Although she admitted that she made some mistakes, she said her allegations are still valid. Why'd you why'd you rob the bank? I didn't rob the bank. But you got the money in your trunk. All right, look, the money belongs to the bank, but I stand on the fact that I ain't robbed it. But we got you on camera at the bank and then walking out with the bags of money. All right, listen, I walked out the bank and I had the bags in my hand, but I stand on the fact that even though that's your money, you got me on camera, I'm not the one that stole it. Somebody passed it to me. Like that type shit. Like it's catastrophic. I was wrong. Like saying I got some things wrong to me, I'm just gonna be an asshole and equate it to I embellished or I lied. What are we doing? Even though, so let's replace the actual words and let's be assholes and say it literally. Even though I embellished, I stand on the fact that this happened to me. Imagine we just reword it with the literal, point. Even though I lied, I still about this piece, I still stand on all that other stuff. Your credibility is shit. That's what lawyers do. One of the first things they do is go after your credibility as a witness, as a defendant, as an accuser. Your credibility. Your credibility. This is what they did it to Woody. Or you what? You're a drug dealer and this and that, whatever. Like, are we supposed to really believe your testimony here? Obviously, Woody's sitting up here this whole time saying I can't remember shit. Like, and then he'll go do a Vlad interview or a fucking 20v1 shit. Memory looks pretty good then. Yo, you people fucking kill me, B. Kill me. This is the Logical Sorry is True podcast. We ain't doing none of that shit. None of it. You should always fight for what happened to you, she told NBC News about her reason for going public. You should always advocate for yourself and to be a voice for yourself. Yeah, I agree with that. Good job. You should never let what somebody else did ruin or run your life. Hopefully it didn't. You're a mother now, so you have children, and shout out to you for that. I just hope I can give others the strength to come forward like I came forward. You mean the same strength that took you 24 years and just happened to have you come forward the moment that Diddy was put in jail and Tony Buzbee put up a 1-800 hotline? Don't claim strength now. Where was your strength this whole fucking time, especially at the time when you became a mother? Ugh, I ain't playing with her. I ain't playing with her. Y'all could play with her. I ain't playing with her. I ain't playing with her. This is disgusting. This is fucking disgusting, B. Following the report of a woman admitting the inconsistencies in her account of Jay-Z and his attorney, Alex Spiro, issued a response. Today's investigative report proves this attorney, Tony Buzbee, filed a false complaint against me in the pursuit of money and fame. Jay-Z said in a statement on Friday that was released on social media. The incident didn't happen, and yet he filed it in court and doubled down in the press. True justice is coming. We fight from victory, not for victory. Oh, he's saying we already won. He said this ain't no fight where we're trying to win. We already did. We fight from victory. That's funny. It's just like, yo, I won. This is already bullshit, but I'm still here to beat the shit out of you. That's a bar. Hey, rap hip hop heads, chat. That's a bar, chat. This nigga been rapping ever since he been talking about this shit, right? What we got going on here? Yo, Screwface, what up, G? Mike P 100% clarified it like 100 times. Listen to Freemason. I don't know what y'all talking about in the chat, but it's good to see you, G. And I like that that track you put out with Ack, man. You was rapping, but you always been a rapping ass nigga, man. Yo, we gotta do some content, man. I gotta come on your platform. You gotta come on. I never seen you do interviews before, but I do interviews, man. You gotta come up here, man. We gotta hang out, man. We gotta chop some fables, man. Let's DM each other, man. Appreciate you hanging out. All right. But yeah, from a place of victory, not for victory. That's a bar. This was over before it began. This 1-800 lawyer doesn't realize it yet, but soon. I love it. I love it. I love it. It is stunning that a lawyer would not only file such a serious complaint without proper vetting, but would make things worse by further peddling this false story in the press, Spiro said. We are asking the court to dismiss this frivolous case today and will take up the matter of additional discipline for Mr. Buzbee and all the lawyers that filed the complaint. His whole law firm is like, man, better know what the fuck you doing, because you're gonna get us all in trouble. Because be clear, when you got an established law firm, they don't work on their own, right? Tony Buzbee is the face. They're accusing him of fame and clout chasing, right? He's the face. He might be the lead lawyer. He might be the most experienced. He might own the firm. He might be the manager. He might be the top, whatever, right? But they have other people that work there as well that supplement. You can't have big cases and only one person, right? You got people that go do the paperwork, people that do small communications, people that do small investigative work for you, people that go out into the field and do interviews or gather information. You got PIs, you got all this stuff. And Jay-Z and Alex Spiro, his lawyer, obviously and smartly are not stopping just with Tony Buzbee. Yes, I want the head of this snake, but it's not just, chop the head and the body falls type of shit. I want all of you motherfuckers. I have the power and the time to do it. I want all of you. I want all of you. And it would be deserving so. And even that pressure, maybe it'll put on some of you motherfuckers to realize like your job is in question. And if you want to stand there with something that is possibly frivolous, false, fake, clout chasing, money grab, extortion by nature, you should get your ass away from it. Because not every dollar is a good dollar. And Tony Buzbee, I hope that you learn that too. And you're going to burn a bunch of people that you put out a 1-800 number fucking poll for along the road with you. You're going to take a bunch of people with you. And I want to continue to say this. I want to close out like this. It's fucked up that of the 3,000 people that called that 1-800 hotline and the 120, 150 plus that he ended up supposedly scrutinizing their background stories all the way down to saying this is legitimate and worth filing on, it's fucked up that all it takes is for one person to be in that pool of people to say, damn, there's a real victim there. Something really happened to them at maybe somebody's party or at this event or at this award show or by this celebrity. It could be one real victim there. And it's fucked up that we got to overlook them because you crying wolf with the rest of these motherfuckers. And you over here pitching with the big dogs trying to get these settlements and extortion-like behavior behind the scenes. It's fucking sad that there's somebody possibly there that now got to get overlooked or pushed to the back because their profile case isn't as big as the one you're dealing with right now with Jay-Z, let alone you gotta spend cycles on this now because now you're in the line of fire. Jay-Z and them want you now behind this shit. So you got to fight that. The other 149 people got to get paused. You can't put that much work on that right now. Because not only do I got to work on this one right here that I went public with, right? The 13-year-old story, the autistic 13-year-old girl. But shit, if I fuck around and manage this the wrong way, which it looks like I already am, I'm going to be fucked up badly. So all you other alleged victims, we'll get back to you. You're a great lawyer by doing that then. You got one real victim there. It makes the whole shit fucked up. But that could be a possible reality. Sorry, it's true.
Don't confuse silence with work ethic. I'm a boss making decisions, my first fetish. The verse cherished is perfect, that's a reverse blemish. I dropped it, connected the block, learn Tetris.
This is the Sorry It's True podcast. Welcome to the house of and shout out to the members.